Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're right back with you. We had a short break for the sponsors that made the show possible. We were getting very much into some fisheries issues, and we got some texts that came in as well. We got some texts that, one of them that came in talked about the price of gasoline at $5.12 a gallon. And it's saying that the prices keep on going up, but they don't go down at no point. I myself have a problem with that. I don't see why the prices could only go in one direction. It seems to me that if the world market goes up, the price should go up. If the world market go down, the price should go down. I'm going to go to the phone. Yes, good evening. You're free to speak your mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, Courtney.
Yeah.
Just what you just saying here a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
We need to change some of these laws. The people from Guyana, Jamaica, Santo Domingo, and some other countries what I give visa to come here. We need to change some of them. Because Dr. Smith changed the Rasta law, he changed the motorcycle when he became chief minister in 2007. That's the first thing he changed. Them two things. You couldn't bring motorcycle here. He bring it back, but a certain horsepower. And he changed the law at the Rasta. Because I listened to him, he said they went someplace, and the first thing they try in their face, that we deny people entry to the BVI because it's Rasta. And he thinks it's a foolish law, and he changed it. Okay?
Yes.
So, just what I was saying a little while ago, the August to September, let he make it quite clear to the people that I can come to the BVI for 1 month only without a visa. And you will fill up A&L Guest House, you'll fill up Seaview, you'll fill up all of these places. We need people to come here, not on a cruise ship alone. From all over the Caribbean, people come here. At school closed, our country full of children from all over the Caribbean. With adults will be able to come too. Because last year I see the whole of from school bag and lunch, skip September going back home.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we got to come better than this.
But Carl, I have to agree with you because I think one of the main things that we need to stimulate is business.
Yeah.
If we could stimulate business, then there's more money in the economy. Yeah. And when there's more money in the economy...
They're going to rent a car, they're going to go to Watchingara, they're going to Anigara, Adjustment Day. Because I want to see this nature's little secret. We need to let people come here.
I'm so sorry the people from the tourist board don't have you on board with them. You sound like the ideal marketing person. You sound like you could give a good shake when it comes to marketing.
You need to come here, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Full up all them guest house. Full them up with people for Carnival. When September 1st, they're gone again.
Well, thanks for your input. I hope that someone who is a decision maker is listening so that they could take it and run with it. Sam, we're hearing some good suggestions on improving the economy, and that is something that we really need to look at.
Courtney, I want to show this to the viewers. Cameraman, I want to know if anybody saw this headline. This is St. Thomas Daily News. It says that we're #1. This is this week newspaper.
Right.
Inside there's a big article about the U.S. Virgin Islands being recognized by international newspaper and publication out of the United States, owned and operated by U.S. companies, of course, and it's based out of New York. And one of the things that they cite that people come down here for, right here, is the beaches.
Yes.
St. Thomas beaches are always overcrowded, so I don't understand how that ranked to be one of the top. But the point of this is that the people who are responsible for writing this article on behalf of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I'm sure the U.S. Virgin Islands Tourist Board had a lot to do with it. They're smart and strategically putting their information out there so people such as this publication could pick it up and then St. Thomas can rebroadcast it. Well, the publication is called, let me find my glasses because I can barely see. It's U.S. News and World Report, and it's a huge publication. And what they did was they were able to give St. Thomas again another spotlight, or the U.S. Virgin Islands, not just St. Thomas. I believe, Courtney, personally, just to make a long story short, that England, who's responsible for the British Virgin Islands, should be doing things exactly like this, free of cost to the people of the British Virgin Islands. That would help stimulate. England has huge publication in England that has far-reaching markets such as the other European countries. Why are we paying $10 million a year to help market the BVI when England now telling us we should sign all these protocols, and up to this day you see no protocol signing that say that they on their own will help market and sell the BVI, being that we are US, being that we are British territory. They can do it for other Caribbean countries. I'm not killing the other Caribbean countries that are part of the UK. I'm talking about us right now because we're in the BVI. The same thing that these guys are doing for the U.S. Virgin Islands, England should be doing for us, free of cost, because they have a core responsibility to make sure that we do well. That's one of the reasons why we sign all those protocols. They want to make sure that we manage our affairs properly. So here's one way that they can help, where it doesn't cost us anything, and they're taking up their responsibility. You get with all your newspapers in England, you get with your publication, you say, we have 6 territories or 7 territories or however many they are in the Caribbean, that we want you guys to start evaluating them and giving them a little bit of exposure to your market throughout England and throughout Europe. Why can't they do that, Courtney? Why can't we get that from them? Look what's happening for the U.S. So if we want to talk about getting publicity for the BVI tourism market, look at right there. This is St. Thomas Daily News just this week. Big headline in the front say we are #1. St. Thomas has nothing over us. Absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, a great number of St. Thomas tourists come to the BVI to experience the BVI. One of the islands out here say they do over 150 lunches daily. Just lunch alone with St. Thomian's boats coming from St. Thomas to the BVI. So, I mean, you know, and
But, you know, but Sam, while you're on that topic too, a lot of the publications in the U.S. Virgin Islands advertise for the BVI as well. I have noticed that.
Yes.
And we don't do the reciprocal.
Yeah.
And I think.
Well, we don't need to advertise for them. We're spending $40 million a year in the economy.
Yeah.
We're doing our fair share.
Yeah.
But the reason they advertise, and they don't really necessarily advertise for us, they advertise our product so they can make money from it. And that's what they do. Now, of course, you're aware of that. I know you're aware of that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to buy from St. Thomas calling us and say, yeah, no, we're doing enough. We're spending $40 million a year in the economy. We're going down there. We still got family down there, and we're supporting the economy hand in hand. So I think personally, the UK has a big responsibility, and I don't think they're doing it. I don't think they're living up to their responsibility. I'm going to be on the UK like white on rice, because I think, again, I read some of the protocols, Courtney, and I think they're good. I personally think, I know it's micromanaging, but maybe that was what was needed. We have to micromanage. They feel they have to micromanage our economy. But while they're micromanaging our economy, they should be doing things like this for us.
And one of my pet peeves, they should give us more access to departments and ministries in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the chamber. And I think our Chamber of Commerce will be pushing a lot more effort now, you know, in those things. Not just department to department, but what is the Chamber of Commerce doing in the UK? Do they have us listed as one of their overseas territories? Are they encouraging businesses over there to start doing business here in the BVI? So I think that's important.
Good evening, you're free to speak your mind. Go right ahead, please.
Hi, good night. This is for Sam. I think Sam is very one-sided at all of self and none of me.
State your case, baby.
Sorry, the person already gone. But she said she thought it was one-sided.
What was? Call us back. I'm not
call
sure
us back
exactly what you're referring to. One-sided in what manner? What are we talking about? The economy, tourism. What are we talking about? Call us back. We missed your call. You may have got a call off.
A text that came in and said, "Thank you for alerting the public that it was Dr. Smith who lifted a ban on motorcycles. Because of this, my life is a living hell from the constant noise of these bikes. Dr. Smith will not be getting my vote again." Well, that's one of the things about freedom. That visa lift is stupid. When people going to America and other countries, they have to get a visa in advance. We have festival every year in July, August, so why can't the people in Guyana, Jamaica, and elsewhere can't be proactive and get their visa prior to the commencement of the festival?
Well, maybe a lot of them are, Courtney.
Maybe a lot of them do.
Maybe they're trying.
But maybe a lot of them do too. I think the person the caller was saying that in addition to that, you know, to stimulate the economy at this time when the economy is really hurting. We have another text. The UK don't want us to do well. They want us to fail so they will be justified in our takeover.
Their takeover.
Yeah, and they're taking us over. I understand what the text is saying,
And that's why we should be conscious of that.
and that is why we should be out there on their doorsteps every day, reminding them of their responsibilities, not our responsibilities, their responsibilities, because it's a partnership, and in a partnership, both persons have responsibilities.
That's right. Yeah, but I think ultimately they have the ultimate responsibility to make sure that we do well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why we came down and signed these protocols, Courtney.
Yeah.
Those are the exact reason why. Those things are micromanaging the economy tooth and nail. I mean, the simplest thing government needs to do, that they should have been able to just go ahead and do because they're responsible men and women. They now need consultation. They need other people to review their process. I mean,
And we've been doing it for 30 odd years.
and you've been doing
We're doing it for 30 odd years without anybody's help.
you know. So again, maybe they felt like the last how many years we haven't really been living up to it, and they feel as if they have to reinforce the rules. Then fine, but at the same time, again, now I feel like we're in a position where they're making it obvious that well, you know, departments are talking to departments. I heard just recently that someone in the Trade Department might be going to the UK to work in the Trade Department over there. We've had other agencies here in the BVI where people from here now are actually over there, and people from over there are trying to come over here. I mean, the police department is a good example. You know what I'm saying? So, Courtney, if we're gonna start utilizing the UK and using the resources that they have all the expertise and all of this. I personally believe that they have a core responsibility to make sure that we and the rest of the overseas territories do well. And the ways that they can help us, our two main pillars is financial services and tourism. They have made a point to tell us that we need to manage our financial services. They give us protocols to follow. Now, where's the help in tourism? Where's the help? That's all I'm saying. If you're going to give me all this stuff to work with, then where's the help? I shouldn't have to be spending any money in England.
Okay, we're going to go to the phone. Good evening, you've Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please. Yeah, this is a live show. Don't call and hang up. This is a live show. Just call us back. We have two texts that came in, Sam. Let me see what these persons are saying. It says 60% of those people who apply for visas lose their money. They ain't get their visa. That is a complaint that I've been hearing as well, Sam.
Well, that's why I believe the government should just make it transparent, just make it easier for people. I mean, if you want to stimulate the economy, and you know you have a lot of people from different areas throughout the Caribbean, just open up the visa, waive the visa for 2-3 months. People from those different areas can bring their families in. After that period up,
it's back to normal.
Back to normal.
Business as usual.
Yeah. So
I got another text that came and said, we need to be micromanaged. It's obvious that this country is filled with high-level corruption.
no.
That's somebody's opinion. I hope it's not true. Good evening. You speak your mind. Go right ahead, please.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Courtney, and good evening, Sam.
Good evening, how are you?
Not bad.
Turn on your TV just a little bit. Okay.
One question. Why when people work in the BVI and get laid off, they don't want to pay them?
And I didn't get the second part. And get what?
I said, why when people work in the BVI for a certain amount of years and they get laid off, they don't want to pay them?
That's as far as I know, that is against the law.
Yeah, but they're beating on the questions, telling you all sorts of things.
Well, you're going to have to do one of two things. You're either going to have to go to the Labor Department and ask them to mediate on your behalf, or you're going to have to get an attorney to sort it out for you.
Was
We
it?
go through all of that after working so many years in the British Virgin Islands.
But not everybody have ethics, Not everybody work to high ethics standards. Some people work to very low ethics standards. I've been hearing about people that work for 2-3 months and they can't get paid at all.
Yes.
So they're not everybody work to high ethics standards.
But that's not the employee fault.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But the question is why when people get laid off, some of the employees don't pay their people. They don't pay their severance pay, don't pay whatever they're supposed to pay. It's not just a BVI problem. Years ago in Nevis, there was a big problem when American company wanted to close their shop and
We're
run
not
away.
talking about Nevis, we're talking about the British
Yeah,
Virgin
so
Islands.
you said it only happened in the BVI. It's not just the BVI. That's what I'm trying to show you. There's scrupulous people out there who hire people and practice certain things because the authorities are not really, micromanaging these businesses to make sure they do the right thing. You have recourse though. There's provision in the labor code, and you have to now take up your fight with the labor department.
Yes, but when you're not from there and they have friends in the labor code, they look to block you all out.
No, but you see, you're saying, but there's provision in the labor code that protects you. Read the labor code. Yeah, read the labor code and find where it protects you, and then that's your fight.
Yeah, but when you have friends in them high places, there's nothing you can do.
What do you mean there's nothing you can do? So you tell me you're being
Because they're
abused.
blocking you all out because they have friends in higher authorities.
So you're saying that everybody's corrupt.
No, not everybody.
So just the ones you're dealing with,
Yes.
and they have friends in high places.
Yeah, they'll try to block you.
Then if you have a legitimate case, take it to the media. Call their name.
Calling in?
Yeah, because you're already being blocked. You're already being scrutinized. They're not treating you fairly. So what else do you have to lose? Call their names. And then we'll know who the bad people are.
All right then.
What do you think?
Have a good night.
All right, thank you. Sam, that call just emphasizes what I was saying. There are a number of problems out there in the labor market, and I think that as a community we need to deal with them on a regular basis and find solutions to some of them are very difficult problems. Some of them are not easy problems, but they still need to be to be discussed. They still need to be resolved, etc.
Well, the caller is right, Courtney. We know there's a lot of issues out there when it relates to labor. There's a lot of people who are just scrupulous.
Yep.
They're not taking care of their employees. They don't care. They're not paying them. I mean, a few weeks ago, we had a gentleman that said he worked for a local supermarket, and for weeks now, they haven't been paid. My suggestion to him was everybody get together and walk off the job one day. Labor can't fire everybody. He can't hire everybody back, different people to fill those positions in one day.
Yeah.
So you got to take a stand at some point. When you going to take that stand? You can't always think, oh, because you ain't from here, you don't have any rights. No, you have rights.
Yeah.
Whether you're from here or not, you have rights. So first of all, understand what your rights are and then put a fight in.
Yeah. Good evening. You speak your mind. Please turn your Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, I know the topic tonight is something else, but I'm just calling to get some kind of information.
No, but we have an open show, so you can go right ahead.
Okay. Now, there is this boat, a vessel rather, that said that it was taking cargo from Tortola to Grenada. I shipped some load on that boat until yesterday was 2 months. And up to now, this cargo hasn't yet reached to Grenada. And every day that boatman is texting and saying the boat will be there tomorrow, the boat will be there next week. And up to this day, the boat is not yet in Grenada. The people went to the police to get some kind of information what to do and how to get in touch with the man. They keep phoning him. He's not answering his phone. And we can't get in touch with the man to know what's going on with our cargo.
Yes, I
So
feel.
I need some kind of help.
Has the boat reached Grenada yet?
Up to now, the boat not yet in Grenada. Up to yesterday, he put an announcement on the air that the boat will be in Grenada and we will be leaving here on the 1st of June.
Who's putting the announcement on the air? The boat owner? The operator?
The boat owner, I don't know.
So somebody's putting the announcement on the air that the boat is going to be in Grenada the next day, tomorrow, day after tomorrow?
No, he texts you. He'll text you and say, the first time he said that the boat had problem with immigration. They had some people on board that didn't have no visa and they had problem with immigration. That was for the Easter. Then I said, okay. Then 2 weeks after, he texts again, the boat will be in Grenada next week.
Have you checked with authorities in Grenada? The custom?
The boat not there.
Have you checked with them?
Yes, up to yesterday, he texted and said that the boat would be in Grenada yesterday.
And you said it's over a month now, the product hasn't reached Grenada?
Yesterday was 2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
Miss,
Yesterday was 2 months and he's not answering his phone. The police keep calling him. He's not answering the phone and the police isn't doing nothing to help us out.
Well, the police there ain't much they could do here. You probably have to wait until he reaches Grenada to find out what took so long and see if your cargo is still there.
Miss, I feel your pain.
By that time the things spoil.
I feel your pain. I had a similar situation with some stuff that was coming here to me. Someone was shipping some stuff here to me, and it ended up that the guys went to a carnival, and when the carnival was over, that's when they came here. So I really feel your pain. It happened to me personally. All I could tell you is just keep trying till you get your goods.
Oh my God. Well, I tried, and he's not answering his phone. But he's right here. He's right here in Grenada. He keeps saying he's in St. Martin. The cargo is in St. Martin. He's trying to get a boat from St. Martin to take it down. I don't know. I don't know.
Where are you located right now? In Tortola?
Yes, I'm located in
Okay, 'cause you said he's right here in Grenada. Is he in Grenada, you think? Or he in
He said
Tortola?
he's in St. Martin. When he texted, he said he's in St. Martin. But as far as I understand, he's right here in Tortola hiding.
So you think he's in Tortola? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is the boat, you know the boat itself? You know the cargo boat?
I think the boat name was supposed to be CP Max or CP Max, something like that.
And it's somebody you've been doing business with for a while?
No, it's the first time I ever do business with him.
First time to the BVI, he's doing a shipping company down to Grenada. You try to send some stuff down there, you don't know what the boat look like. You never really met the guy before.
Never met the guy before. Okay, like the boat was supposed to come up from Grenada to up here, but the boat had some problem. So somebody here contact him to take the luggage to bring down. To take the cargo, sorry.
It sounds like a scam. It sounds like a scam. That's what it sounds like to me. He defrauded a lot of you. How much money did you lose in products and goods?
I can't count.
Well, I'm sure if it's a certain amount, you could bring a formal complaint to the police, and they should start it. Well, get with other people. Get with other people who are involved. It sounds like a major scam.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people think.
Well, then there's a lot of money. If it's over a certain amount of money, customs should get involved, and the police should get involved. If they don't get involved, then file a lawsuit.
I don't know.
That's my best advice. File a lawsuit to get them to act, because you're telling me they sound like thousands of dollars worth of merchandise gone, left the BVI. If this person is doing business in the BVI, he has to be a registered owner, business owner, and whoever he is, if he got your product and he didn't return it, you got a receipt for that stuff, that's theft. So that's a police matter.
Like even yesterday, after he put the announcement came over the radio, somebody said that apparently that he has the container hiding somewhere in Tortola. The goods haven't, the container haven't yet left Tortola. So apparently he has this container with all people things hiding somewhere until he contacts some other boat. I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely get with other people and make a formal complaint to the police. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a huge scam.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that's terrible, Courtney.
That's really bad, yeah.
And a lot of people home probably depend on some of that supply
Some
right
of
now.
that supply right now in these hard economic
Wow,
times.
that's bad.
We're here, I was trying to read some of the text here, so.
Bad.
One text that came in and said, how many post-slavery years do it take for a mother country to prepare a child country for self-determination? Not many, if that is the goal. That's a heavy text. I mean, I agree with the person 100%, but
we know that's not the objective of England.
yeah. We all know that we are faced with the global economic crisis, but this present government should not have cut increments for a period that employees have worked for. That's unethical. I think the person is referring to the fact that if last year was your evaluation year for an increment, then you should receive your increment. Yeah. And I think that's...
Well, even to top that off, I heard that government lifted the hiring ban.
Yeah.
What is that all about? I mean, do we have money to hire people, or are we in a position to hire more people?
Must be.
Or are we gonna, as part of the austerity measures, we're gonna continue to hold off right now until we get our finances under control? I mean, we only have a little bit of money left still.
The BVI... Okay, we got a call. We're going to go straight to the call. Good evening. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, good night. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fine. And yourself?
Wonderful.
Good.
Okay. We were one of the persons that sent down some stuff on that very said boat.
Okay.
As the young lady said, he been sending us texts. He have a Tatola number also that he been sending texts on. The last text I got from him, he stated that he got the stuff off of the vessel that taking from Tatola and carried to St. Martin. As a matter of fact, probably the boat went all about, and then he was able to locate the boat, and he took off the stuff, and he said he has the stuff in a warehouse in St. Martin. Now, I think it's this week on here, the stuff was supposed to be arriving in Grenada. Now, we had sent down 2 doors down there, and those 2 good doors to secure a house down there. And he actually charged $100 to put 2 doors on the boat. Plus the 2 doors would have cost about $300 and something. But he keeps sending texts. When you call, nobody's answering the phone, but he constantly sending texts and keep apologizing.
But caller, even if you have to use this media as your media, I think you guys need to get together and at least share the information with each other, the amount of money is involved in it, and seek to get help.
Apparently what he's doing one text and just sending it to everybody.
Yeah, but what I mean is he's sending it to everybody, but he's under the assumption that y'all are not talking to each other.
Yeah, because I even asked him the last time when he sent a text and apparently he didn't get me. And he called, it was a Sunday, and I answered the phone. And I didn't even ask him his name, so I have his name stored in my phone, if it's the right name, and also a phone number, but I'm not getting him on the number. Again, I even sent him back a text and asked him if it was that particular Tuesday he was talking about, which was Tuesday going here that the boat's supposed to be arriving in Grenada. But the person that we send the stuff to still hasn't heard whether he came into Grenada or not, because he said that he will contact that individual that the things were supposed to go to and let them know, well, okay, because it has a number to the stuff that went down. Again, nobody got any information, nobody got any call or anything.
So sounds like a scam to me. It sounds like a scam.
If look into with these people that's coming in with these things, and just have them come in, do what they got to do, and go. And meanwhile, people are losing, and it's already recession. People are trying to help people back home, or even help themselves in doing something.
Exactly.
What needs to happen? Y'all need to get together. Y'all need to figure out who all got scammed. Y'all need to call this person's name if he's a legitimate business. you could call his name or her name. The police need to investigate. They could go to Trade Department, find out who this person is. If they got a phone that they're using,
maybe they didn't even go through trade.
if they got a phone that they're using, the phone, the location or the tower the phone is using to send out messages could be tracked. So the police could get an idea of what area these people are. If they're using the same phone from the same area, they could narrow it down to the neighborhood. They got technology now available in BVI, even through the same phone companies that we right now using. So this person, whoever he is, it's a scam. It sounds like a scam. If he sends something, it sounds what you're saying, that he contracting a boat to send the stuff down to Grenada. He taking your money here. The boat leaves without him. He stays here to continue the business or the scam, because it sounds like a scam to me. 2 months now, the stuff was taken off a boat, the same boat, placed in a warehouse in St. Martin. That don't make any sense.
No.
Doesn't make any sense. The destination is Grenada. Even if you stop in St. Martin, the boat stop in St. Martin, which some of them do to pick up other stuff from other people there and then continue down the line, then the boat would have been in Grenada by now. It don't take 2 months for any boat to get to Grenada, no matter how slow it is.
Even if they're going to China first.
It sounds like a scam. So you and the lady, if y'all need us to channel the phone numbers and communicate with each other, you could call, leave your number. The next person calling, we could give all each other's number, and y'all communicate with one another. It could sound like a scam.
Yeah, I can give you my number because we would definitely like to find out
Well,
exactly
if you want to give me a number, well, actually I got your number, you know.
Okay, well.
So the next person who call in, y'all can start the chain right there. Don't hang up yet.
Okay.
I ain't supposed to let you know this, but I just see it pop up. Sometime it doesn't show up. This time it showed up.
Amen.
So the next person I call back, I gonna give them your number, and the two of you find the rest of the people them, and y'all start communicating. Sometimes what they have in the States when they call class action suit. If you gotta come together, that's how you gotta come together as a team, and you file one big complaint, because your $300-400, somebody else $300-400, it amount to thousands of dollars. If that ain't enough for the police and custom department here in this country to act, something is wrong. If they don't act on this, sue the hell out of them. It's simple as that, because they have a due responsibility. There's somebody doing business in the country, and they're giving the country a bad name. So the government, I believe, going to step up and help out. So whoever else calling right now, I'm going to give them your number.
Thank God for this show.
Well, keep calling. I hope we ain't biased. We try to be straight down the middle.
Speak out your mind.
Speak your mind.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds like a scam to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a scam.
2 months, and
2
your
months
product
is a
can't
long
reach
time.
there yet?
Yeah. Good evening. Please turn your television set down, please.
Yeah, I'm the caller who called a little earlier on concerning the same boat.
Okay.
Yeah, the fella name is Sean. I don't know his last name. I can't remember his last name, but his name is Sean.
Okay.
He has his office when you go into, oh my God. I just can't remember where his office is, but it's going over by the, okay, like when you pass Kumar and you're coming in to go in the back by Walmart there.
Okay.
He has his office somewhere in the back there.
Okay.
And I hope you all could help us out. We need some help.
Well, let me give you a phone number real quick. You got pen and paper?
Yes?
Need to get offline.
Call us back. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back when we're off air, and I'll give you this other lady's number, and y'all can start the ball from there.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. All right.
Sounds like a major scam to me, Courtney.
Yeah.
You know, people sending stuff home to help their family, and you defrauding them. And that is a major thing. I'm sure somewhere in the Custom Act, there got to be something that referred to that. Because don't most things leaving the country now have to be clear out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also too, they have to have a inventory of the stuff.
Okay, so we on the ball.
Yeah. Good evening. You've speak your mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yes, how are you doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm fine.
Well, I am not anywhere close to a television, but my name is Sean Campbell.
Okay.
I understand you have had some complaints tonight on your show about a service that I offered recently.
Sean Campbell, you're the guy everybody calling about.
I'm not sure. Somebody just called me. I'm on the road. And I told him I call you and clarify some stuff because I'm not sure what's been said. Maybe you can fill me in.
Well, it's simple. They say they send some stuff with. They say they send some stuff with your organization. 2 months now, the boat haven't reached Grenada. People just wondering what's going on.
Okay, well, the boat was supposed to leave here on the 23rd of March. A gentleman approached me with a vessel that he had recently said he was acquiring. I mean, I won't call the gentleman's name, but everybody knows who he is. He said, well, since I'm in the cargo business, he wants to run the boat. His deal is to, he's paid on some money on the boat. He's supposed to pay the rest of the money to the guys monthly. He wants to run the boat and pay for the rest of the vessel. I said, give me 2 weeks. The cargo was supposed to leave on the 23rd of March. When the cargo was ready to go, apparently this guy didn't finalize his deal with the guys he was buying the vessel from. The vessel was from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So I was made to hold the cargo for another 3 weeks here while I try and wait for him to sort out his business with the owners of the vessel. When that didn't materialize, through the lawyer that he was dealing with, I made my own arrangements with the owners who wasn't on the island. We had to do it by phone. To have this vessel make one run for me, take the cargo down and come back to the BVI. It cost me about somewhere between $18,000 and $20,000. I figured that I didn't even collect for the cargo that I had. I had to do what I had to do to get the customer stuff to the destination. Well, anyway, the boat sailed from here about 3 weeks after the date it was supposed to go. Apparently, these guys wanted to go back to the Dominican Republic, but they didn't have fuel in the boat. So when they got to St. Martin, they offloaded all my cargo in St. Martin, and then they disappeared with the fuel that I had put on the boat to take the stuff to where it was supposed to go. So now I'm left with cargo sitting in St. Martin and no vessel. Right? I text all the customers and I told them this has happened. It was a hairy situation. This is where the cargo is safe. It's in St. Martin. I'm trying to work on another vessel to get the stuff to where it's supposed to go. I went to St. Martin. I was there for a while, making sure the cargo was secured. Then I flew down to Beckwith because there was a gentleman down there who was selling a boat. Because the way I look at it, I checked one vessel that goes to Portsmouth, Jamaica, which is one of the destinations that the cargo was for. And they were asking in excess of $13,000 to take just the Dominica cargo down. Grenada is twice as much as Dominica. Now, there's no way I was going to do that. So what I did, I said, why not invest whatever I had in a boat, get my own vessel to take these things down so I could still have a regular service, which is what I've basically done. Now, I have texted all the customers, every single one of them, and let them know that I've gotten a vessel. I've given them the name of the vessel. They all live. And told them that everything in place. I've gotten a crew. I've gotten everything in place. All I'm waiting on is some fuel to move the vessel because I was getting fuel at $3 a gallon. And now that person is out, and I'm now being offered at $5 a gallon, which means I wouldn't be able to get all the fuel I need to make the run. Now, each customer knows this. So, I mean, yes, some people are more understanding than some, and yes, it has been a long time, but it is not something that was set out to happen the way it happened. It's just an unfortunate situation, and I've appealed to the customers before, and I'm going to appeal to them again. Hang on a while. I'm trying working on it. The cargo is safe. It's in French St. Martin. They're all being stored and being stored. It's costing me even more. But it will get there within the next week or so. It will get there.
Sean, do you have a physical office?
I have a physical office. All the customers deliver the cargo to the office so they know where it is. My number also rings and I answer it. So for people to say they're calling me, if they're calling me when I'm off island and it's off, yes, that is true. But if any of them have said they called me within the last week and a half, I haven't gotten me, that's not true.
So the customers only have one number for you. Is there a physical phone at the office, or is it the mobile number you work with?
Sir, the one number that they have for me works. It's the same number I'm calling you.
It's the 541 number.
541-7504. They all have it.
504. So they have that number.
They all have it. And
they could text you, they could get a hold of you. You're saying the cargo is secure and safe in St. Martin.
They can get a hold of me, yes.
All right. So how soon are you going to be able to move the cargo? You got a boat, you're waiting for fuel.
Like I said, I'm waiting for some fuel. The price that I'm getting right now is too ridiculous. and with everything that I've spent so far to try and get this situation solved, it's not feasible. So I'm within the next 10, 12 days, the cargo ship will where they're supposed to be.
But you understand the customer's problem, right?
I totally do. But I thought I'd call and clarify. Because when you have, more than one people calling and saying things about you, and some of it is not going to be true.
Well,
So
they didn't say anything bad about you.
Okay.
No. They only said what they experienced. And what some of them said, two ladies especially said, they have experiencing difficulty getting a hold of you. You text them, yes, you send them regular texts and updates.
Right.
But at the same time, I agree with them. I really don't care what your problem is. You came with a business plan. You tell them that you can help them. They give you and trust you with their product. And you did whatever you had to do to try to get the product there, and now it's somewhere else. And they paid for a service, and that service hasn't delivered yet. So you can't blame the customers for saying bad things about you.
Well, there's nothing I'm saying that I'm blaming the customer. I'm just clarifying the situation for you. I'm giving you a clearer picture of what has happened and what is happening.
So what you think? Another week, 2 weeks, you'll be able to get the customer's product to Grenada because they got family members need this stuff?
I just said to you within another 10 to 12 days. I think I just said that.
I didn't hear it. So now we made that clear. Another 10 to 12 days, it'll be in Grenada, or you'll be ready to move.
So they're cargo there for multiple destinations, so four different destinations.
Does it cost you money right now sitting in St. Martin?
All the cargo is in St. Martin in the warehouse.
So it doesn't cost you money to be sitting there?
Exactly, but then again, you just told me you don't care about what my problem is. That is my problem.
No, I said the customer shouldn't have to care about what your problem is. The customer paid for a service you promised to deliver and you haven't delivered.
I understand that.
Okay.
That is yes, it is costing me in St. Martin, it is there, but that I'm taking care of that. That's not a problem for me right now.
So we're going to let those two ladies know because they're listening. We're going to let them know, and the rest of everybody who else is watching, because obviously somebody knows you, they know your business, and they were able to call you.
Everybody knows me because they delivered the cargo to me, so everybody knows me. They didn't give it to a third party, they gave it to me. So everybody knows me and everybody has my number.
All right, so we'll update the folks them then.
All right, so you have a good night.
All right, so keep answering your phone though, because people want to get a hold of you.
You have a good night. Thanks.
All right, thanks for calling in and making the clarifications that you made. But Sam, we're having so much fun, but we have to take a break for the sponsors that make this show possible. So we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back.